Welcome one and all. I am recording this today because my tripod turned up yesterday, but I was working yesterday, so I'm going to record it today. And I'm also doing it to test the new tripod because I'm hoping it works thoroughly. So if I do this, you don't hear a spring anymore. Woohoo! Anyway, let's sit. No, wrong channel. That was the cringiest shit ever. All right. Let's get into this. This is a Zoodiac deck profile. I'm going to go straight into the meat because this is a deck that a lot of people will be searching for because it did well in an LCS. This deck is kind of good, but I'm not going to say it's competitive level. It is still very good though because it runs really dumb. It's a going second deck and it's really good at doing that. So let's get into it. So we've got the Zoodiac stuff, which we run 3 Ram, 3 Thoroughblade, and 3 Whiptail. These are the 3 odds for the sheer fact of Ram is for the defense, Thoroughblade is for attack plus the discard effect, and Whiptail is I can equip from hand and it banishes, which is really nice. So it's always good to see these in your first hand. So you run these at 3 for that exact reason. So that's that. And then we're going to go into the one of and the oh, actually, no, I'm running 3 of everything. I forgot. Wow, I know my deck so well. So we're running 1 Rapier, because obviously that's at 1. We're running 3 Bunny Blast and 3 Cataroost. Now, the reason I'm running 3 of these as well is because you always want a starter. You always want a beginner. So having any zoo in hand is your beginner. So it's always good to run as many of them as possible. And to be fair, the only other thing you can fill this deck with other than the Zoodiac monsters is hand traps, which is ironically, our next section. Because it's a going second deck, you're going with 3 Ash. You're then also going with 3 Ghost Bell. And then the piece de resistance, 3 Nib, and 1 Pank. That is our going second package. Now, you could easily have an argument for Effect Veiler over, like, say, Ash or whatever, but I like how it plays as is, because what you do is you let your opponent go into tons and tons of monsters to nib them. You can Ash them, you can Ghost Bell them, and then during your opponent's turn, you can force in the gate with Pank. So, yeah, no, that's my entire going second hand trap engine. Then we're going to go into the spells. Barrage at 1 because it's at 1. Fire Formation Tenki at 3 because it's basically a searcher for your Zoodiac. So this is like your spell card versions of starters. So if you draw a Barrage, you've got a starter because you can pop it and then special summon a Zoo from deck. And if you draw into a Tenki, that's a starter because it searches a Zoo. Plus it does like an attack point increase. So that's these spell and trap starters. Next we have a really weird spell that I run, but again, this is because it's a fun build rather than a competitive build. 3 Fire Formation Tensu. Now, Tensu is in a weird position because if you have Tensu, you can very easily, without having to do a ton of resource plays, you can get a Hammerkong and a Dryden without having to do a ton of resource plays because you just get your second Beast Warrior. And it makes it easier to go into the Infinitrack link. So that's why I'm running 3 of that. Again, this is a casual build. Feel free to use, like, I don't know, Infinite Impermanence instead of that, because I don't have Impermanence. Next, we have Triple Pot of Avarice. This entire deck sends resources to the graveyard, and once you've gone into, say, your big boss monster, which is, spoiler alert, AA Zeus, you're sending a ton of monsters to grave, use Avarice to send all of them back to the extra deck to then draw 2 for free, basically, while also making it so you can go back into your Dryden and your AA Zeus and whatnot. So, yeah, Avarice at 3 is extremely good. And the reason we're running that at 3 is because we don't want to banish it off of the effect of Desires, which, again, is at 3, because this deck, like, you only need a single Zoodiac to play this deck, which is hilarious. So you can your deck doesn't matter too much unless you are the unluckiest person in the world and never draw a single Zoodiac monster or any of the other starters, and you banish every single Zoodiac with Desires. Desires does no damage to the entire deck, so yeah, Desires at 3 because there's no reason not to. And then our only trap, one combo, because then you can equip a Whiptail from deck to say your Dryden, which I don't need to tell you is very good. Next, we're going to go into the extra deck. Now, this is obviously, again, up to, hey, I want to play this over this, and feel free to. This is just my personal build. I've got 2 Hammer Kong, because Hammer Kong is very nice to go into, but in the end, it's 9 times out of 10 just Link fodder at the Xyz fodder at this point. Then 3 Borbo. Reason you're running 3 Borbo is because this is your way of doing the attack to go into AA Zeus. And again, it's just nice for the Xyz climb. 3 Tiger Mortar, because again, it's just A, to go up, and B, it's also so you can go, hey, I'm going to equip, you know, this from the graveyard to this Xyz. So it's good at 3. Next we have Zoodiac Shakanine at 3. Premium gold, because I'm not an awful human being. But yeah, no. 3 Shakanine, because same reason as Tiger Mortar. It's nice to get the 3 out. Plus Shakanine is your way of going into Hammer Kong, like with 1 Zoodiac on top of like a different Zoodiac. It's got its own little play, and then obviously your 1 Dryden, because you're only allowed 1 Dryden. Next we have Drill Driver Vespinato. Drill Driver Vespinato is for the sheer fact of, well, it's a way of going from a 0 attack point Zoodiac, because you brought it back via the effect of Shakanine, into a monster that can actually do damage, as well as having its own, like, if it's destroyed, like, get from graveyard effect, which is lovely. A big boss monster, a single Zeus. The reason it's only at 1 is because I only own 1, and I am not spending 50 quid on a second one. So yeah, no, a singular Zeus, which is still very nice. And then obviously your Infinitrack Link 4, because it allows you to exceed some of your opponent's monsters, getting back your Dryden from the graveyard or your Zeus from the graveyard. Plus it's like 4k beatstick, plus it's only affected by Xyz monsters, which, sure, most opponents will play Xyz monsters to begin with, but are they going to run an Xyz monster that just outs the Infinitrack, or are they going to run different Xyz and not even think about Infinitrack Megaclops? Well, they are now, because obviously Zoo's starting to become a big thing, but it's why it's in there. It's a good link. Plus, it can clear the board if like your board's getting a bit too cluttered. And yeah, so it's really nice. Although, to be fair, the best board wipe is Zeus. So yeah, no, that's my kind of shitty Zoodiacs. But that being said, they're fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a going second build, so if you do build it this way, just know that if you ever win the coin toss, always pick to go second. Always pick to go second. So other than that, hope you guys really did enjoy this video. This was a test of the tripod, as well as showing my closest to meta deck I own. Have fun. See you guys later.